Introducing Romeich Major, a successful entrepreneur, artist manager, and producer. Romeich launched his fashion line, Romeich Wear, in 2005, building his business until he was designing outfits for some of the top acts in reggae and dancehall, including Bounty Killer, Beenie Man, and Taurus Riley. In 2009, he expanded into music production and artist management, launching his own label, Romeich Wear and Records. His clients include Shensia and Ding Dong Rivers. With this wealth of experience, Romeich is here to help you learn how to build your brand in the digital age. Welcome, Romeich Major. Yendi Phillips is a television presenter, professional dancer, model, actress, beauty queen, businesswoman, and much more. She entered the spotlight in 2007 when she represented Jamaica at the Miss World pageant and has since parlayed that experience into a variety of notable achievements. Yendi currently wears many hats, including those of a brand ambassador, social media influencer, manager of a nonprofit foundation, and most challenging and rewarding of all, motherhood. She's joining us today to share her experience with building her brand in the digital age. Please welcome Yendi Phillips.
Hi there. Thank you so much for joining us here today as we are going to have one of my favorite conversations. Let me explain why it's a favorite for me. So I'm really proud of Flow Business for choosing to incorporate this in the innovation topic, because as a practitioner of the arts, I find that often the conversation does not happen around taking the art seriously as a business. So I just want you to stop and think for a second. Just think about it. You get in your car, you're on your way to work, you turn on your radio, you're consuming audio. It's music. That's a form of consumption. That is a form of the arts. Let's get home. We've had a long day at work. We get home, we shower, we plop in the bed, we turn on our television. We watch our favorite show. It might be, one of the Real Housewives of, Atlanta, Dubai, name it, Beverly Hills, my not so guilty pleasure. But what you are doing, again, you're consuming, and you're consuming content. This is also a form of the arts. Let's also think about the fact that you open your newspaper and you're perusing, you're reading articles, you're interfacing with commercials and advertisements. That's also a form of the arts. You're looking at graphic art. And so I'm really excited today to explore the entrepreneurship and the business side of the arts, which with none other than Romeich Major, who you were just introduced to briefly. And then I get to kind of chime in a little myself and say something here and there as it relates to content and the consumption of content and the business around music, art, and all in between. So, without further ado, let me welcome to... Oh, not the drum roll. Are we drum rolling it? Is that what we're doing, Romeich? Mr. Romeich Major, who I feel like all of us know in Jamaica and the Caribbean and the world at large that he's a serial entrepreneur. When it comes to business and taking this and turning it into this, I don't know if you're going to have someone greater than Romeich at doing that. So it's going to be a really exciting conversation. Good morning, Romeich.
Boy, what an intro. Thank you.
You're welcome. Are you going to pay me to just walk with you all around the world and introduce you as, this major deal?
That would be so great. When I can afford it, I'll do that.
Well, have my people, actually no. It's really your people that you have to call me, because remember me is my people.
Boy, I tell you, look like I'm going to take over your career and make you be my people.
Well, let's talk after. Let's talk a bit about what I think is a really exciting story for you. Let's talk about your start. Because, the average person will say their start came after they've already studied, they figured out their niche, but your start came before that. Walk me through when Romeich first got a little taste of being a businessman.
Well, I've been a businessman from I was going prep school, basically.
Yeah.
Children at home, please don't do like me. But I used to get paid to do children maths homework at my prep school. And my payment wasn't always money.
Yeah.
One patty with a slice of cheese could have done the homework.
Ironically, that's before cheese patty was a thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I actually invent cheese patty, right? So we'll get to that next week. But honestly, from I was a child growing up, even my sister used to tell me this story that I used to save money that I get it. Yeah. And I used to put it in a little drawer anytime. I put a bell on the drawer anytime that bell move, I run, go and say, oh, thief money. So from younger, I've been someone that I love money, so you have to work hard to get the money. So prep school, I used to do maths homework for money. And then after that, when I started high school, I used to sell glow stick. Them time the Nokia phone just a come in, me used to start upgrade people Nokia phone and put on the vibrating battery and the little LED light antenna. There's so much stuff I used to do. They used to call me Finsack in Arden High School because I used to start sell CD. So me no know, you know. I just the grace of God and because me just like this stuff. I was not a bookworm. I was always that person that me just love to get things done. So going to class, do my work, I always pass my exam. Wasn't the number one person in class, but I always get the job done.
Right.
Because you know, in Jamaica schooling, if you don't get a certain average, you cannot move to the next grade. I always get the average, you know. You know,
Just
get the
enough
great
to get
average, but
through.
we reach there. And I am always someone that people used to look for me because I'm brown and I'm Indian and some come from uptown. But I was born in Kingston, Jamaica, Walton Park Road, Kingston 11, which is not a middle class area. But maybe because of looks, people used to think that. But I'm always at work, always working. And up to now, people used to say, yo, you're comfortable enough now, you're supposed to can lay back. But as Kadim said before, when you reach a boss, you actually start work more. And I am not a person that, I don't like the word boss, I like the word leader. So if I'm a leader, I have to set by example for my team.
You know, I love that you said that because let's explore that a little. As a leader, let's talk a bit about some of the qualities that you think a leader should possess, not only for themselves as a leader, he or she, but in terms of in relating to their staff, their employees, the team, and also how that translates rather or communicates to the consumers at large.
So put it this way. As a leader, you're supposed to know about your brand or whatever work you're doing. That's the biggest thing because me can't sew, but I am one of Jamaica's top designer, and back then I started off doing my clothing. That's where a lot of people know me. And just like any other businessman, when you master a craft, you leave that craft and go to a next craft. So, you know, I have a factory. I started out using my mother's old sewing machine, the old boat sewing machine where you have to turn the little something and take time with that.
Crank it.
Yeah. That's what I had, and I got a tailor to come in and work from there. And I basically have a factory right now. It's like as you go, and you know, we're here on an interview with Flow Business, but honestly, me have to big up the Flow, the company itself, because they were my biggest customer back then when I was doing Romeich wear. They really put me on the map certain way. But back to that, you have to have workers that respect you, and that is the thing. I am a person that I might be the last person to leave my business place, and I'm the first person there. You will, and next thing me and all of my staff, them always argue about, boss, me tired. You know, it's not a slave driving thing or anything, but that to me, that word is a negative word. If in this life that we live where basically we don't get value for money, because if you look at the normal average salary, that cannot really make nobody live off. You don't have no room to have little extra money to do something fun. You understand? So at the end of the day, if you're going to keep on and come every week, say you're tired, take a break. Give somebody the chance to do better work than you then. You get me? I say, yes, we're human and we need for rest, but a lot of my staff love say, boss, I'm tired, but yet it's Friday, Saturday, them gone at every party. And then Monday, them late for work.
Right.
So as a leader, I have to show the example, say, yo, no matter if my fly go and show a chance here, I leave a next show and go to Ding Dong, I still reach my office. I still tell everybody I have a 9 to 5. I still read all my emails, I still send estimate, I still send invoice, I still do the stuff where everybody will say, oh, you're so busy, get 2, 3 secretary. Yes, we can get that. But no one will ever be who you are as the leader of the team.
Absolutely. So we do have a Caribbean-wide audience. A while ago, you mentioned Flo being one of your first customers. For those who may not know, how was Flo one of your first customers? You mentioned the factory, you mentioned the sewing machine. But let us talk a bit about what exactly were you selling at that time?
No clothes?
Okay.
So
What kind of clothes did it sell?
the brand, the first brand that I originated, and that's the first brand because business-wise, but back then, you know, they used to call me Finsack Entertainment before me even know I was going to be here. And, you know, with the grace of God, everybody asks me, how me reach, and I just like tell them, say, yo, the grace of God, God put me here for a reason. So that is just main thing. I won't be like one of them person and say, yo, when me I grew up, this me did want to do. God just give me well, me get the big head for a reason. It keep on giving
It's
me,
full
it
of
keep
brains
on
and
giving me
ideas.
and keep on going. So I guess it's a big engine, a V12. You understand? So yeah.
I love that you mentioned God, because here is my question for you. Some will say, how much of it is business and strategy and going at it and work ethic, and how much of it is faith and or luck and or timing?
So it's a little of everything. You know, it's a little of everything. You, as a business person, again, everyone that's watching this, that doing business, every business come with a different strategy. Every business have a different background. Every business have different timing. You understand? Certain business are seasonal. Certain business depends on who you are, where you are. You get me? I say, so with me now, I think my work ethics is my biggest thing, and then my personality. I'm not someone that I won't go and talk to you if I don't know you, but I'm a very people person. No matter if you are rich, if you are poor, if you are homeless, if you are whatever, I treat everybody with the same respect. Everybody say I'm miserable. From the Prime Minister of the country where I've made so much clothes, to the little man where I print a t-shirt for party, I show everybody the same respect. So our next thing is respect. Then our next thing, I believe in a God a lot. Because, you know, a lot of people question that with them religion and everything, but when I pray, it relaxes me. You understand? And some things when I see happen is like, I just not know how I reach here, and I know say not me alone do it. You get me? I say, and it's like basically clothing to music, music to promotion, promotion to promoter, promoter to one of Jamaica top manager, manager to producer, and the business just keep everything connect.
Yeah.
You understand? Everything keep connected, and that's what I love. A lot of people might look at your business and say, yo, you do too much things, brother. You want to make all of the money, but guess what? It's not about making the money only, because no one has ever looked and said, yo, how much people in your team? I manage more than 135 people. Yes, we have Ding Dong, we have Shensia, I have hosts, I have DJs, but I still manage over 120 female and male that are dancers, sales rep that work for corporate countries, right? And we have and I'm one of the few corporate company as like a Romeich Entertainment that brings this promotion to other islands.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
So we are, apart from, yes, we're doing a lot of stuff for ourselves, we're still making a lot of income for the country. Because if me can say, yo, every month, me make more than 150 persons make an income. And these other persons make other people make income. You have Ding Dong that him have a big team of 15, you have Shensi have a team and a next big team of 10. And all of these people, they have family and friends that they take care of. So you talk about in a space of a month of thousands of people will help.
Right.
So it's not just about me, it's about me. If a little man like me, we come from Walton Park Road and we can have a company where we feed so much people. You know, it shows the structure of what we do in the business that we're doing.
I love that you mentioned structure, because I want us to talk a little bit about the key elements outside of just leadership. Let us look at being a small business owner and a successful entrepreneur. What are some of the key elements that you have found that has really set you apart in that space?
Why? There's so many things. I think the biggest thing with me is my team. I think the biggest thing with that is a team, because people will come and say, oh, boy, you admit this, you take somebody from 0 and bring them 100, but really and truly, if that person didn't have the work ethics and have the talent as well, they wouldn't reach there. You understand? And I just feel like the biggest thing with any business and any company, that's not, I don't think business company and leaders and bosses even show this, that without a team, we're nothing. As the big man, without the team, you're nothing. You have to start from 0 and reach there. Yeah, and since we're talking about that as well, remember a lot of people ask me to do interviews and stuff, and remember I came on your event, your show?
Yes.
And I told you that you're going to see the difference when you interview Shen, the reach that it will get.
Yes.
And you trust me, and then you interview me,
Yes.
and I tell you, say, look what I'm going to do when you interview me, I'm going to make it go viral.
Well,
And what did I do? But before you say anything else, I just ask you, How is that story? Because you're talking about me alone. You're a businesswoman, you know?
Not you flipping the script.
Yes. So me
No,
ask you
no.
now.
That's not in the script. This is where we cut.
How
Oh, no,
is your
kidding.
show doing? Because you started that show from zero.
I did.
And honestly, not because I'm there with you, 'cause you know me, I'm a hypocrite, me talk straight up. That's one of the best show on YouTube right now.
Thank you.
So give me a little rundown, no, man, with the Caribbean and the people them know what I go on, man.
To answer your question, there is nothing better than doing what you love and being paid to do what you love and being excited by what you love, and you actually get to live the life you love as a result of doing what you love. Does that make sense? So as a byproduct of it, you get to really experience life in the way you truly want to experience life. That for me is living. That for me is having a career worth having and investing in. And I'm actually proud of myself for investing in myself.
Proud of you as well.
Because it's really gone far. It's
Yeah.
really gone far. The other day I went to a Miami Heat game and I'm walking in the stadium, I swear to you, and somebody shouted out, "Yendi, when is show coming back?" And I was like, soon. I was so excited, you know? And then on the back of what you were saying, I remember when we did our interview, and I said to you, "All right, Romeich, the episode coming out next Sunday. You know, I really want you to give the thing a strength for me and push the thing." And it showed me networking in a way that we no longer, or rather that we didn't initially think of networking. So when I would have been doing my master's, my business master's, it would have been in 2010. There was we had Facebook, so I'm one of the original Facebook users. My Facebook address is a .edu address, because it was only for college students. So let me just start there. Original Facebook user over here. There was no Twitter, there was no Instagram, there was no TikTok. When I said to you, "Romeich, the episode is coming out," you said, "Watch me. I'm going to blow it up for you." And so said, so done. It's no longer about sharing business cards, but there's a way to network and connect in an innovative space, in the tech space, that is just absolutely mind-blowing, because my feed blew up. Me never know so much people, you know, who would have posted things. Honest to goodness. And then you went viral because I asked you about how fatherhood is treating you, and the people them done you.
Well, I mean, I tell you. As well, that was the first. That I made that public there that I would be getting a daughter soon.
That's right.
That
You
was
shared
the
that
first.
with me.
I shared that live on your platform.
Yes.
Even my family call me and curse and say, "You go up on people think, go tell them and not tell me."
Well, tell them that's because I trust
But
her.
you said some stuff that I want to speak to the business people them about.
Yeah,
right?
let's go there.
And I'm telling you this from my heart that the biggest thing in a business, no matter where you go school, go do, no matter where you learn, no matter whatever, the biggest thing is to start the business. Starting anything is the biggest and the hardest thing. If you love something and you want to do something, don't sit down and say, "Oh, me I wait till me get this, or me I go get this." Same thing like what she do. If the world never stop, maybe she wouldn't start it yet, because I would have still keep busy. And I can tell you this, that if you have an idea in your mind, no matter even if you don't have the funds, because you know a lot of people love to get up and say, "Oh, me go buy some clothes. Me I wait till me have 2,000 US, then me go buy some clothes." No. You can start from 100 US, turn that in 200, 200 in 400, 408. That's how you start a business. That's the biggest thing. And then the second thing, no matter what, failure should not stop you. Failure should make you stronger and learn from your mistake for do better.
Yeah.
Because as a business person, we must fail. Any businessman come out and say, "Oh, from the start it's all uphill and I've never failed."
Lies.
Even the man that we just interviewed were rich. When him see the stock market I go down, he must stress, he must fret. But again, it's how you structure your business.
Yeah.
You get me? I say, so you have to structure your thing, and your mental space is your biggest space, because you can't just get up and say, "Yo," and that's the thing I see with a lot of Caribbean business is like they don't put room for failure. They don't leave a space that say that, "Yo, if this fail or this stop or whatever." And I felt it in entertainment.
Yes.
But we can tell you this, if Jamaica have 1 million artists, 1 million DJ, 1 million whatever in entertainment, I can tell you that out of everybody, I was the one, even in the whole pandemic, I did not stop.
I know that.
I started an online radio station.
Yeah.
I started to keep events within the radius of the rules and regulation.
Right.
So even if I 10 people,
Attend people.
Attend people.
Right.
Come. You understand?
Yeah.
So it's not about because the party say it have to lock off 12, mean you can't keep a party till 11:59. Not because the rules and regulations say, oh, 100 people can come at the event and you used to keep people with 10,000. You can't change your stuff. So in business as well, it's all about flexibility.
That's a very
Because
key
you
point.
market a product in Jamaica, you might not market a product like that in Trinidad or Bahamas or even America.
Yes.
So you still, as a business person, you have to be flexible. You have to know your surrounding, know the new customers, know everything, and just change your plan.
Absolutely. We do have a question here for you. There's a member of our audience, Sandra. Hi, Sandra. Who says she keeps failing and needs inspiration. What would you say to her? Perfect question on the back of what you just shared.
So first thing is not what would I say to her. First thing is, why do you keep failing?
Right.
How are you failing?
Right.
You know, you have to find out the reasons why you're failing. And again, as a business person, it's not every business going to go all the way.
Right.
So if you have a business that keep on failing, think about how you can make it better and what's the reason. If you cannot solve that, get out before it's too late and start a next business.
Right.
Remember, Kadeem again said that he was party promoter, this, that, whatever. I started out with clothing, but after that, I started a restaurant. It did good, but I was such a people person that people trust the food too much. And if you're in the Caribbean, that means they credit the food. So like you would have companies come and say, send 10 lunch for the team, and they didn't pay on time. And as a small business, we couldn't roll stuff, so it went and it didn't do good.
Right.
But guess what? I learned from that. And it's not like, say, I don't do anything to do with food, because I keep some of the biggest cookout in Jamaica.
But I know so you don't trust nothing anymore.
No.
Yeah.
I forget a PO first. That's the contract to state that's good. But
Yeah.
we still do stuff because
Right.
I prefer to do, if I can afford it, and someone come and say, may I beg you trust me 10 shirt, I prefer to give them and ask for some form of promo or something.
Right.
So if them can pay, them pay. But if not, at least I got something from them to state. Because as a businessman, we want to win in some way. Every win is not about cash as well. Because when I started out my clothing line, I can tell you this. If I sell 5 shirts, I give you 30.
Right. Wow. Really?
I used to just get stuff, try get back the liquid that I started with and turn it, and then the rest of stuff as profit was used for promo. So again, it just still, because you keep on a fail me, they need to stay in that same business.
Right.
But just don't give up.
Right. We have another question here. It says, how do you convince people to partner with you on new projects in an area they are not familiar with you? In example, this will be my question, Miss World to content creator. Or do you want to answer that one? How did you go from Miss World to content creator?
Well, I did a couple surgeries.
First of all, we need to start with the wave. Can you want to practice the wave, or we're doing that? Yeah? No, we're moving on. Okay, good. So, I think if you take a billboard that's on the side of the road, right? You would have to determine how many people actually engage with your billboard is not the easiest thing. You don't know how many people actually see it. You don't know how many people retain the information on the billboard. And then for a marketer to continue to purchasing that space, they don't actually know the value for their money. The beauty of the digital space is you get hard numbers. So as I said before, when I decided I was going to invest in myself and I paid myself for my first season, I then had numbers. So I had numbers to say to sponsors and to corporate partners. I could say, these are the amount of people that actually engage with the platform. I could then say to this partner, I have 10 million people who come on my platform in a month. This is the value that I can give you for your money. Because then you have hard numbers. And typically, corporate entities or business partners want to know their return on investment. They want the value for money.
1 second. Can I stop you right there as well?
Yeah.
Yes, you're correct on numbers, but it still depends on the product as well.
Okay.
Because as a music manager, I've seen where my artist does a song and it goes 10, 15 million views in a month.
Right.
I've seen where they drop one song and in 3 months you can't even reach 1 million.
Right.
So as much as you have hard numbers, them have subscribers, them have views, if the product is not good, it won't go. where it's supposed to
So
be.
the content is quality.
So the
Thank
content
you.
is
I see what you
quality
did
as
there.
well.
Thank you. Appreciate you. I see what you did there. Thank you. Another question for you. How have you managed to remain relevant and persevere?
So again, being relevant is all about flexibility. Again, you
Yeah.
have to change as it go. You know, sometimes we look in business and we see a lot of people, younger people, even before this we were speaking, I was saying that, yo, women now work harder than before.
Yeah.
You know, growing up, people used to say, man for work and woman for stay home and take care of the family. But women are working now because women kind of have more patience than men. And because some of them now do them job, the women have to go out there and do things better.
Right.
So, I think it's all about flexibility. Because even with me now, with my companies and my business keep going, I keep on building on my brand.
Right.
So suppose me to just stay a clothing only. When we had the pandemic other day, people are not going out, people are not going to work. So what them are going to dress up and go live? Them are going to dress up and work. So I wouldn't have no income.
Right.
And then now we'll go on entertainment. So you have to keep on building on what you have. And even with shows, you do a show, like you say, you love the feeling of being homely and there, but I guarantee you're not going to stay there all the while.
Right.
You
Of
get me? I
course.
say worse, if someone come to you and say, yo, you get a big superstar for interview and them not fly come to Jamaica. You have to go do it in the studio, you have to go do something. So
Right.
you still have to be flexible. You still have to look on where the world is, because me don't even know my Facebook password, you know.
Right.
I was one of the most popular person on Twitter when Twitter just came out. I had like 12,000 people Twitter a long time ago. But don't even remember my Twitter. You understand?
Right.
I love Instagram and I understand it, so I work it. Even though I don't remember my TikTok password. So it's just like what you do and what you care about. You have a lot of people know them. They're like you're a party promoter and you don't have a good Instagram page. Ridiculous. Party promotion now is not just all about flyers.
No.
You have to be big on social media, and you just have to change with how time ago.
I'm actually glad you just mentioned the use of Instagram versus flyers, because let's talk a bit about digital. So what does digital mean for you in your space, but also in general for small businesses? You know, really capitalizing on digital for small to medium businesses. What are you doing in the digital space in your business as well?
Digital is very important. We don't need a website to make money again. So you have people that set up their same Instagram as a shop now. So that's very, very important. It's easy and it's quicker.
Right.
Back then, when a song used to hot in Jamaica, it took like 1 year to cross over overseas. Now a song can be released today and the entire world's listening. So that just shows that digital platforms is like, you have, just like anything, you have positive and negative.
Right.
You lose the value of, and I'm talking as an entertainer, you lose the value of, not, so basically this then. Back then, you would have wanted to go on an event to see an artist because you could not see them.
Right.
No, I see them, I live them, everything they on me. I can just go and say, let me see what Drake had today. Oh, I'm Kane him here. I don't need to go see him at the show. I see him this. Or we go somewhere and you meet Romeich. All right, I meet him. I don't need to go look at one Shenseea show for see him and say hi, Romeich. Because we can even communicate on those platforms now. Right. Back then I used to tour with Tioke, and you know, remember the first show, first time I go to Europe with them, and the man them say, yo, don't use the telephone, you know, because the telephone is very expensive. No, that's not expensive.
Right.
And I tell her this, you know, man, I go up on the phone and I call my mother and I say, yo, mama, I'm richer Europe, you know. Me have my own hotel room, it look good. And we talk for 3 minutes. And when I check out the next day at €320.
Yeah. Yeah.
For 3 minutes. I could not pay it. No, I'm not exaggerating now. €320 at that time was 2 weeks pay for me on tour.
I believe
you.
you.
I'm just show you, say, when you look on it now, we can video call anybody across the world.
Exactly.
We can share something. We can share a live. We can share. Look at us now. You're all the way anywhere in the world right now.
Exactly.
You're looking at us live. We couldn't do that then time. They would have to pre-record it and then share it.
Right. And then it's even, how do you share it? You have to get networks to buy in. It's then a much bigger production to make it happen, where now it's almost easier for it to be a seamless reach. Much, much easier because of the digital age. Let's talk a bit about the customer experience. Because in your space, there's, again, I spoke about being a consumer. So people typically don't think that they're consumers when they think about the arts, but all of what your business is, people are consuming what you have for sale, even if it's the music. How important is customer service, and is it something that you think we do well in the Caribbean?
It's very, very important.
Yeah.
Without the customer, we can't get the sales.
Correct.
It's very important. But I think, I don't want them beat me, but the Caribbean have the most loving and kind people because I travel the world. But I think the rules and regulation for our customer service is the poorest in the world. Put it like this. I see my big and fat. I love my belly. Any restaurant I go in America, I'll eat half of the food and I say, sir, I don't like it. Them take it back and they don't charge us. Right. Jamaica, if you ever smell the food. And I've been to Caribbean countries where I go to the restaurant and just taste the food and I say I don't like it, and it's an issue. So I can't tell a man how to run them business, but I can be honest here. In the Caribbean, people person, we're the best. We know that for a fact because you can know when you go to a hotel, it's a different vibe.
Right.
But maybe it's the rules and regulation from the boss, them and them stuff that we're. To me, it's ridiculous because I've seen American company come in the Caribbean and their rules is different from when we're in America. Right. So I don't think we do a great job of it. Also, sometimes the people themselves is the reason for that, because when we go back to music now, the entire world respect and appreciate our music more than us. Remember, we don't want to get too political, but we have to talk facts. Remember, a lot of these countries, the same politicians, they don't respect the music, they don't support it. But when they're doing politics, who do they call? They call on all of the artists to come and perform. They call on all the artists to the jingles and to this and to that. And they utilize us. So again, I don't think that we use what we have properly compared to how the world will do it.
Right. How can we improve on the customer service aspect of things? What do we need to do?
Simple. Just believe in it and execute it.
Right.
If I believe in Romeich as a fine. Romeich is one of so-called top producers and business person as well as a manager. That's the difference with me now. I take my music as a business. A lot of these entertainers and other team members of the team, they don't do it like business. Say, for instance, now, somebody book somebody for a show. They have to say, all right, the performance time is 10, and then put it on the contract. Say, oh, I need that event at 7. Because they know the artist, them always late. Now, if you are going to be a product, not because you're a human being, mean you're not a product, you're still a product. So you need to act like a product. You need to preserve that product. That means you take care of yourself. And then when you're selling that product now to whoever is buying it, which would be the promoter or whoever is buying it, you need to execute it properly. So that means you need to look good, and you need to come and do your job good, and you need to do it on time. Just like anything, if you go in our shop, if I look on a box right there and it looks squishy, I'm not going to buy it compared to one that look refreshing. Right. I'm going to look on the date and say when the milk can expire. And if the expiry date, I'm going to always buy the one with the longer expiry date.
Speaking of expiry dates, not that one is coming anytime soon, but what's next for Romeich?
Boy, maybe they have to just check into flow businesses one next.
Aye. That's always one of the hardest questions to answer, isn't it?
No, it's not hard because, as I say, I'm a person that keep on uplifting stuff.
Yeah.
At the moment, my clothing line is doing great. My promotion is doing great. I think right now, me as Romeich Entertainment, executing events, executing stuff for corporate companies is more that I'm moving more to, because, as I said, I have a huge team. So I'm more in execution of that more than anything else. The music is doing good. The clothing is doing good. The artist is doing good. The talents are doing good. So it's just more, I think more, you notice when they say Romeich, them think about the artist first. A lot of people don't even understand how much hits I've produced because I push them out, but I would promote the artist more than the song.
Right.
So I think now, Romeich, as big as I am, I'm more promoting Romeich more than anything else.
The brand Romeich.
Yes, because when you go there, oh, I shouldn't say a manager. Oh, I produce fling with Ding. And you understand? So I more want people to look on Romeich and say certain stuff. Like, flow business come and say entrepreneur. Yeah?
So why you have to say it so fancy?
I like a long word, them entrepreneur.
It's the wrist for me and the twist of the mouth. I don't know if you guys could see it behind the mic, but I love that we have a Caribbean-wide audience. And, the idea, as I said to you before, sometimes it feels for me like a tricky question of what's coming next, because it's almost like you don't know if you want to put it out there just yet or you want to reserve it a little. But I'm excited that we have a Caribbean-wide audience, because Odyssey with Yendi is actually going global for the next season.
Jesus Christ.
So we actually...
Yes.
Oh, thank you.
Love that.
Thank you.
Love that.
Thank you. All the thousands of fans in the room. Thank you. All of which are my subscribers, if you know what to do. But the fact that, we've typically had Jamaican guests on the platform. I said we, I don't know why, but I have typically had Jamaican guests. But we're now going to have international guests. So I'm just going to put a little not so shameless plug out there that's what's coming next in that space.
So apart from that, though, you have anything else working on?
I just told you I don't like that question.
No,
Why would you do that?
Because I'm asking.
Yes.
So you can't give me a little hint on the flow business.
I don't know if I love when we switch roles like this, honestly. The way that you spring it on me, I'm not quite sure it No, I'm gonna stay I'm gonna stay in the interviewing seat. No, they sound like we need a therapy session when you say let it out.
All right, I have one more question then.
Sure.
As a beautiful female, I want you to tell the ladies them out there that's doing stuff other than selling clothing and doing glam, because they always say pretty woman for only do glam and sell clothes and model. Like there are a lot of beautiful ladies there that's hardcore workers. What would you say to them when them don't get the respect? Because it's a next thing in business,
It is.
We as men, we have things like easier. The women them fight it hard because a little hot girl come and say, Romeich, I want to be a secretary. Everybody are going to say because she's working with them think some different stuff. So as a beautiful lady that's have to deal with so much people, it's still out there.
By the way, you're definitely coming for my job. It's an interesting question, and I actually like the way that you prefaced it. Let me tell you why I like the way you prefaced it. Because if women say that we're often not taken seriously in the space, you normally get a response of, Lord, sit them here again, I'm always complaining. But the fact of the matter is, whether we want to accept it or not, we still live in a world that is primarily patriarchal. We still live in a world that primarily, as a woman, you feel like you have to work twice as hard as a man to show that you're worthy and valuable and an asset in the space. And what I would say is, be authentically you. Obviously, your face leads a space, your appearance leads a space, but once you open your mouth and your substance comes out, your knowledge is apparent, people have to take you seriously, and they often do. Know who you are, be very sure in who you are, and stand very firm in that and not be afraid to take up space. Speak as loudly as you need to and take up space unapologetically. That's what I would say.
Also, how is it being a mother? I have to tell the people,
I feel like this is
because
literally
guess what? No, me I
retribution.
Here what I go on now. People, you know what people always tell me?
Tell me.
As someone that's so busy and I work crazy hours, they always say I put my children first.
Right.
So that's one thing with me. I'm growing up, I wasn't really someone that was loved by family apart from my mother and my father, but they worked very hard, but I was like the outcast because I was the last one and father did bad.
Right.
So I have a lot of brother and sister, but we just want to ask, I'm going to tell them. I'm not about asking. I know you're a great parent.
Thank you.
I know you're a great wife, a great business person, everything in one. But I want to tell the people how to balance family time with business, because you have to. Because we as business person, them not understand. Although we're in entertainment and everything, that's our love.
Right.
The family time is
comes
really
first.
the relaxation
Absolutely.
and the important time.
Well, the timing of you asking me that is very interesting, because I have a 9-year-old little girl who is in grade 4. And here in Jamaica, we do what's called the PEP exam. It's a school leaving exam to matriculate into high school in grade 4, 5, and 6, and then they take a cumulative score. So this week, my daughter had her first PEP exams being in grade 4. I'm actually shooting my current season now, and there was a guest who was to be scheduled to shoot on Tuesday. Tuesday was my shoot day, and they asked to shoot on Wednesday. Her exams were Wednesday and Thursday. And the shoot time they asked for was 1 o'clock. My daughter came out of her exam at 1 o'clock. And my conversation with her before, because she was worried about it, that's the truth. She was on edge about it, and she said, Mommy, when I finish my exam, can you make sure you're there at 12:59? And when the client asked me to schedule on Wednesday at 1 o'clock, I said, I absolutely would love to interview you. And I truly know, because I'm a woman of faith, everything happens exactly as it should, but I can't shoot on Wednesday because I'm going to be at my daughter's school at 12:55 to pick her up after her first PEP exam. So I think it's also the beauty of running your own business and being your own boss in a sense, that I'm able, it's not lost on me that it's a blessing, that I'm able to schedule my work days, but no matter what, my work is never to the detriment of my family. Absolutely never to the detriment of my family. She will never forget her first PEP exam. Her mother was there. And then, just because I'm going to tell you, and then Thursday was her second exam, and then she came out, and then I picked up her and a few of her friends. We went to TGI, we ate all the food we wanted to eat, and then we got home, and I was like, I triple dog dare you guys. Whoever jumps in the pool in their uniform will get something, and all of them just chuck off in the pool in them uniform, except the shoes came off, and it was really exciting. And again, that she turned around, soaking wet in her uniform, and she says, Mommy, this is the best day ever. I'm so grateful for you. Those are the things that matter.
Priceless.
Truly priceless. Yeah.
You can take over back.
Oh, thank you for giving me back my job. I think it's important to strike a balance. The work is critical. You know, what we do as business people is critical. But again, I maintain it should never be to the detriment of the people you love and your family.
And it's not, well, I'll be fair, it's not even for me.
Yeah.
I should really spend more time with my family, but I try, and the biggest thing is putting out the effort.
Yeah.
Instead of getting up every day and have excuses on this, at least you try. The effort is more important than anything else.
Yeah.
Even a call, even a video call, as we say, is very important.
Absolutely.
You understand? You can't say,
communication.
made that work. I'm even answer the
No.
call.
You
Call
have to
back.
be there. You have to be there. That's why we have innovation.
Yeah.
They can see you, they can feel you, they can know you, they are as important as the work. So that's important, for sure. Is there anything you'd like to say as we wrap up, Mr. Major?
We finish already?
Oh, you want to stay? The people have a life to live, you know? You not have money for make.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah?
I just like sharing my past to these young business people them out there. Because, you know, people who have to understand, say, small business can become big business.
Yeah.
And we have to start small. Me no business when nobody wants to say. Me never see a company where just come and just go up your and just stay up there.
Yeah.
You have to start somewhere.
And I will even say, you know, you just said you have to start small. I will even simplify that sentence and say, you have to start. Just start. A lot of the time, I think we get in our own heads. We convince ourselves that we can't do it. But as I said in the beginning, whether you think you can or think you can't, either way, you are right. So thinketh a man, so he is. So just start. Yeah? All right, so I want to thank you so much. You know, I love spend time with you. You're my G. Love to chat with you and catch up with you. And thank you so much for sharing with the viewing audience. I'm positive everyone had a takeaway or two or three.
Yeah, I have a big up Flow Business.
Absolutely.
And Flow Business, I'm telling you here live. I'm telling you, I'm going to tell you it's live right here.
I feel like a business pitch is coming.
You can utilize me for the next 3 months in anything you need to do. So if you want me to answer questions for people out there that are asking, you can just communicate to the Flow Business people and fix things. Free!
Oh, that's on record.
No, people know I'm a businessman and I charge for everything, but that's free.
The promotion, the pitch is free.
And the conversation, them.
Yeah. Well, you know,
it's actually... Can give me a thing. Right, Kadim? Where's Kadim? Even 1%.
It's the perfect segue, actually, because Romeich just gave the perfect description or example of what you need to do when you're going to pitch yourself, right? Yes, we can agree on that? Well, I want you to stay tuned because we do have the pitch competition coming up next right here with Flow Business. Don't go anywhere.